everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. Today I got a really fun video for you, my top 10 dice games of all time. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time because who doesn't love to roll dice? I love rolling them and you love rolling them. So we're going to have a top 10 list here today, but before I get started I just want to say a few things about this YouTube channel, and that is that I do not turn out a lot of content because I'm a very busy guy. Like a lot of you, I work a full-time job, my wife works a full-time job, so we're doing these videos when we have the time, and I would like to turn them out as fast as possible and have more and more come out, and I work on it as diligently and as hard as I can to get out new things out to you, but sometimes it's kind of slow coming, so if you just hang in there with me, we'll get more content out as time goes by. But yeah, let's get to this list. I love playing dice games, and I hope you do too, and here it comes right at you. Hey guys, number 10 on our dice game countdown is Biblio Dice by Dr. Steve Finn. And Dr. Steve Finn did another game called Biblio that's totally excellent, and this one has dice in it. So Biblio Dice plays 2 to 5 players, takes about 45 minutes. And players are medieval monks in this game, and they're charged with increasing the prestige of the Abbey's collection of sacred texts. There are 5 resource tracks that will be on the table in front of you, and a market board that a donkey's going to move around on. You have markers that advance up the tracks, and the donkey or mule that moves around towards the market. You roll the dice to determine what movement you're going to make on the track. So you'll select a couple of dice, and the opponent will select a couple of dice. So you don't get to roll the dice and use all the dice, you're just going to use some of them. And I really like that mechanic in dice games. And then once the mule reaches the market, there's a bidding or an auction that goes on. It's a fast, small game in a little box, and I'm crazy about it, and I'm crazy about the size of this box because you know, I don't have a lot of room here, and if I collect a lot of games, it takes up a lot of space. But Biblio Dice is a small box with a lot of strategy, has 15 engraved custom dice in here, so they're beautiful, and that's number 10, Biblio Dice. Okay, number 9 on the dice game countdown is Waggle Dance by Mike Nudd, and it came out in 2014. And as if you know what a waggle dance is, it has to do with bees. And it plays 2 to 4 players, takes about 45 minutes. In Waggle Dance, players control worker bees to build a hive, collect nectar, and fill the hive with honey. Gather nectar cubes and place them on the hive tiles, and use worker bees, which are dice, to remove the nectar to make honey. Whoever hits the adjustable honey target wins the game. This game has a lot of beautiful dice. I think there's 72 dice in here, engraved dice, and they're really pretty. And in the space of the 1 on the dice, there's a bee, so that's pretty cool too. But it's kind of an action selection thing. You can you start out with a certain group of dice, and then you can acquire more dice as you do different actions. But it's a wonderful, fun game. The only problem is I think it's kind of difficult to find. I don't know if it's available or not, but man, it's a lot of fun. It's the number 9 dice game on the Bones Collector Top 10, and that's Waggle Dance by Mike Nudd. All right, number 8 in the dice game countdown is a tie between 2 games that were designed by the same guy. This is Fuse and this is Flatline. And Kane Klenko is the name of the board game designer. Fuse came out in 2015 and Flatline came out in 2017, but I love both of these games. And in Fuse, you're diffusing bombs, and you have 10 minutes, so you got a timer, the app that you can put on your phone and count down as you're playing the game, and it puts a lot of pressure on you, man. But you got some cards that have dice patterns on them. You just have to match it with the dice that you're rolling, and it's a cooperative adventure. Both of them are, by the way, and so it's a really lot of fun, and a little box, which I always love. I love it when there's a lot of game in a little box, and this is the case. In Flatline, it plays 1 to 5 players as well, and takes 25 to 45 minutes. Takes place in the Fuse universe, like I said, and the bombs have gone off, and now we're trying to fix people and cure the patients that have gotten hurt. and you have so many survivors that you have to treat, and you have in order to win the game, let's say you have 10 and you have to cure all 10 to win the game or whatever. But it's a beautiful production in this box. The board is very heavy, all the components are very nice, and it has 42 custom dice in Flatline, and I think, let's see, Fuse has 25 custom dice. So a couple of beautiful real-time games, and I generally don't like playing real-time games, but boy, these are exceptional, I guess is the word I'm looking for. They're exceptional real-time games, and I love playing them. I'll never get rid of them. That's Fuse and Flatline by Kane Klenko. Alright, number 7 on the Dice Game Countdown is Favor of the Pharaoh, and it's produced by Biblio Games, and I have a lot of wonderful board games from Biblio. They do a terrific job. This is designed by Tom Lehman, and it came out in 2015. I just love playing this game. It plays 2 to 4 players in 45 minutes, which is a great time frame. Work your way through the Egyptian society to gain the Pharaoh's favor using tile building and dice rolling, and you're simply going to roll dice and build an engine. And as you move along and get certain tiles, you're going to get more dice, receive more benefits, and it just keeps escalating right to the end. And it has 26 beautiful dice in it, standard frosted and custom dice, and engraved dice. So really a cool game. I've enjoyed it for quite a while now, and I'm going to keep this one for a long time. And that is Favor of the Pharaoh by Tom Lehman. Number 6 on the Dice Game Countdown is Colony, again by Biblio Games. Ted Alspach is a designer, came out in 2016, and it plays 1 to 4 players, takes an hour. And I'm telling you what, this is really a fun game, and the theme of it, 80 years after the nanopocalypse, or whatever that is, Earth is in ruins, and you use dice as resources to build civilization. It's a race to see who can build their colony first. And I tell you what, it is a race. And I think it's to 20 points. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got a scoreboard, and the race is to 20 points. And so it's fast and furious. The first one to plant their marker on 20 wins the game, and I love that when it happens in a game because it just seems to go quicker. And you're just building an engine, and it's just a beautiful game. Inside the box, it's laid out similar to Dominion, where your cards are all separated for you to help the randomizing when you're starting the game, stuff make it a little faster and easier. But there's 42 dice in here, standard and frosted dice. It's a beautiful production, a wonderful game. I can't believe people don't make more noise about this game. It's great. And that's Colony by Ted Alspach. Okay, number 5 on the Dice Game Countdown is Ancient and Terrible Things by Simon McGregor and Rob Van Zyl. Came out in 2014. It plays 2 to 4 players in about an hour, and it's a pulp horror press your luck dice game. You travel to fateful locations and attempt to overcome ominous encounters using dice. It has 11 multicolored dice in here, and it's got a board that you lay some cards on, and on the cards it has dice patterns that you have to roll and complete those encounters in order to score. And I'm telling you what, I love the theme of this game. It's kind of that nice balance of scary but not horrible, you know what I mean? I don't really like gross games. I don't want to play anything or have anything in my house that my grandkids can't see and not give them nightmares. Did I say that right? Yeah, whatever they see, I don't want to give them nightmares. So yeah, this is kind of a light horror game. I save it and play it during October, during the Halloween time every year, and it's just a whole lot of fun. That's Ancient and Terrible Things. It's a great game. You'll like this one. Number 4 on the Dice Game Countdown is My Village by Inca and Marcus Brand. Man, I love this game, and I love this sister game to this, Village. I think it was a Spiel des Jahres winner, I think, by Inca and Marcus Brand. But this one came out in 2016 as the dice version of that game. It plays 2 to 4 players in 60 to 90 minutes. You have a small farmyard and 5 villagers, each in different professions. You improve your village while time ticks away. And every now and then a villager passes away, and you must train someone to fill his profession. And it's just like real life. The currency in this game is time. And once your villagers pass away, as you use them, you put them in the graveyard and you score points for that. It's so elegant and cool, and it was in Village and it's in this game, and I take my hat off to Inca and Marcus Brand because This dice version of the regular game is just as complex as the first game, and a lot of times when they make dice versions of popular board games, they simplify them to the point where they're no fun. And I can give you some examples, but I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So, but this is an excellent, excellent sister game to Village. It has 12 standard dice in here, and it's a beautiful game, a ton of fun. That's My Village by Inca and Marcus Brand. Okay, number 3 on the Dice Game Countdown is Sentient by J. Alex Kevern. Came out in 2017. And you guessed it, I'm just holding my hand like this because I don't have the game. But I've played the game and I love it, and I'm just searching for a copy of it. I don't have it yet. It's an amazing dice game. Plays 2 to 4 players in 45 to 60 minutes, and you're programming sentient robots and must do so efficiently to gain the support of your patrons. It has 20 custom dice in it. It's a beautiful game. It's a puzzle type of game where you have cards laid out and you have to put your dice so that they have a certain pattern or a certain relationship to each other, and it's just an excellent, excellent puzzle game. I really enjoy it, and J. Alex Kevern also does another game that we love and play as often as we can, and that's Gold West. So he's a very good board game designer, and as soon as I can get my hands on Sentient, I'm going to grab it. So that's Sentient, the dice game. Alright, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, and this is the number 2 game on the list, Roleplayer. Roleplayer came out in 2016. It's by Keith Majetka. I'm sure I'm slaughtering his name, and I hope he does never hear this video. But it came out in 2016. It plays 1 to 4 players in 60 to 90 minutes, and it kind of got a fantasy theme. And I saw this box and I became interested in it immediately, and I researched it and watched it played, and I knew I would love it. And what you do is you compete to create the greatest fantasy adventurer and prepare to embark on an epic quest. So you're building a character with this game. And there's 73 multicolored dice in here, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful puzzle. You have to put them in slots on your player board in certain orders, and it's very difficult. It's kind of a brain burner to do this game, just because you're thinking all the time on how those dice have to be in order. And you purchase some equipment cards and so forth, but it's very interesting and very fun. It's my number 2 dice game, Roleplayer. And there's also a game that's very similar to it that I have called Sagrada. And it was very difficult for me to choose one of these because they're very similar. And in Sagrada, you're building some beautiful windows, like the Sagrada in Barcelona, Spain. But it's also a very, very good game, very similar to Roleplayer. They're both excellent, but I gave the vote to Roleplayer just because it had the card thing. So you got a little more to do in the game, so I kind of like that, and with buying the equipment and stuff, but I gave the edge to Roleplayer, and that's my number 2 game, Roleplayer. Alright, number 1 on the Dice Game Countdown. You have to have a drum roll. It's Roll for the Galaxy. Yay! Roll for the Galaxy is developed and designed by Wei Hua Huang, and I laugh every time I say his name. And Tom Lehman. And of course, Tom Lehman is the co-designer on this, but he was the designer also of the game earlier in the count, Favor the Pharaoh. So Roll for the Galaxy came out in 2014. It plays 2 to 5 in 45 minutes. And it's a game of building the most prosperous space empire. You develop new technologies and settle new worlds and ship goods during this game. It has 111 custom dice with 38 more dice in the Ambition expansion that's also in this box. So it's a wonderful game, and the only thing I can say, this game of all the games on the list has the biggest learning curve. It's kind of a thinky game, and the thing that makes it the most difficult is the iconography on everything. I mean, on the dice, on the tiles, on the player screens. It takes a little bit to learn to play this game, but once you do, it's so beautiful. Roll for the Galaxy, it's the number 1 dice game out there as far as I'm concerned. It has been for a long time, and it will take a great game to unseat this baby. The number 1 dice game on the Bones Collector Show is Roll for the Galaxy. Yeah! All right, you guys, that's it. That was Bones Collector's top 10 dice games of all time, and I love every one of those games. They'll be in my collection for a long, long time, which is the sign of a good game. And again, I research all these games before I bring them into my house, and then I play them and make sure that they have that staying power, that it factor that makes board gaming such a gas. And those games all have that. And I'm sure you'll find that out if you ever get a chance to play them. But I would always suggest you try to play things before you buy them. So if you can get to a game store or get to a convention or something and play some games before you buy them, that's the best way to go. But you can rest assured these games I showed you today are amazing, and I'm confident that you will like them as much as I do. And I just want to say, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, please. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them below the video, and I will get back to every comment and every question, I promise you. But I love every one of you. Have a great day, and God bless you. Bye-bye.